Hi everybody and welcome to the top football predictions. We're just about to review game week 13 and as always I'm joined by Atul Jani.
Hello there pundits, let's get straight into it.
Absolutely mate. Well, to be honest, it reminded me of those Rocky Balboa days, and the reason is because it's an Italian stallion affair, mate.
Yeah.
It's all about Riccardo and it's all about Alessandro. But what did you take of game week 13, mate?
I think it was a marked improvement in comparison to the previous weeks. People started scoring a bit more highly now.
Saw some good scores, mate, didn't we?
Good scores indeed, yeah. Let's run through one or two of them.
Well, yeah, Alessandro, game week winner, well done. 135 points. It's a fantastic performance.
Oh, indeed. It's a solid performance, and if you notice that Alessandro has been creeping up the table after the last few weeks or so. You know, slowly but surely, under the radar, but well done.
Yeah, and
one to watch out for.
Yeah, and even his season-to-date performance has been good, to be honest. I've been impressed a few weeks here and there, but you're right, under the radar he's been getting stronger and stronger, and a great performance. We say about Riccardo because he took Manager of the Month award, so well done. It was a close shot going into game week 13 with me and a few other players, but at the end of the day he had a really solid week of 80 points, and that's what saw him through, mate.
Yeah, it's not just that, but if you look at it again, he's been scoring consistently
absolutely.
over the last few weeks or so, which adds up at the end of the day, you know.
Yeah,
as I always say, it's a marathon, not a sprint, and
that's what he says.
He played those rules. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So well done to him.
Now, someone we know very well, mate, in the Predictions League, and he's such a great performer, but Anton. He come in with, I think it's his, I haven't looked at the stats, correct me, but I think it's his best week so far. 130 points, well done.
Yeah, there or thereabouts. I'm really glad to see Anton back into the scoring, the points. At the end of the day, you know, he's always been one to watch out for, and maybe he's making his move right now.
Yeah, a bit early for Anton. Normally comes good near the end, but nevertheless, he's doing well. Now, Gary and Gavin, GG, and it's not a horse, but Gary, first season on the predictions, had a bit of a sticky start, but the last 4 or 5 weeks he is powering through, and he's definitely one to watch, mate. And also you've got Gavin; they both scored 100 points this week.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and both of them doing well, and it's really good because they're both enthusiastic.
Whether
it be face to face or via WhatsApp, it's really good to see that energy sort of being released in the right places. And getting those points, so well done, guys. You've
got to release in the right place at all occasions. But no, there were some good points scored, and just to quickly go over that summary. I mean, a couple of points on the Super 6 game scored maximum points, and you know that was the Chelsea Tottenham game, wasn't it? But also, I think it was only Dan B and Danny C were the only players, by the way, mate, that got the triple points. They didn't get maximum, but they got 15 on the. On the triple game, so you know that's really good as well. But it leaves the league table looking at, well, in actual fact, what's it done to the league table, mate? You're now up top, by the way, on the immediate table. You've overtaken me, so well done, mate. I'm in second place. Alessandro's moved right up to third place on that table.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look at the table itself, again, it's only one game week away, to which if someone really has a good game week, they could be catapulted to the top.
Indeed.
So I know I've been saying this a few times, but I really do feel this season is going to be really, really right down to the wire. You know, it's anyone up to a Pendra in 12th, you know, okay, he's on 690 points in the current table, but just need a good week or two and you're really up there.
Absolutely, mate. And just swapping over to the kind of end of season that includes the bonus points that are awarded kind of end of season, but we show you a snippet of where you are in real time now. You lead the way on 905 points, mate, 10 points in front of Charlie, who's been up there for a little while, and he's still doing okay. But and as I say, Alessandro's brought himself into the cash. He's brought himself right up there, just above Mads and myself. So it's quite close, isn't it? I think there's 65 points between you in first and was it Dan B, Dan in sixth. So it's really grouping up.
It is. I mean, you can see that slightly as the breakaway group, but that's irrelevant at the end of the day, because that dash for cash table, or end of season table as we also call it, can also change because you just need a few managerial sackings, or B, you know, your relegation points and everything all starts coming into the mix come further down the line or i.e. at the end of the season. So you know, it's not all over yet, pundits. Please keep plugging away.
It's so exciting though, isn't it? We've got so much going on at the moment, and as I say that, we go straight into game week 14. Oh, we've got another Predictions Cup round coming up, which Well, after yours and my draw, a highly scored draw the other week in game week 12, I don't know if I could take any more, but game week 14, Predictions Cup, it's going to be interesting, but pick us through some of the Premiership fixtures that are up in game week 14.
You've got to remember, pundits, is an early kick-off game, and that's probably the biggest game, I would say, of the season.
It's a blockbuster.
Real blockbuster. You've got the likes of Man City, Guardiola versus Conte of Chelsea. It's going to be very interesting. Recent form has suggested that Chelsea have really picked up momentum, 10 games unbeaten with their new formation. But Chelsea haven't really won at City for the last 6 games or so. So, they've played for a fair amount of teams, but they haven't come against the top 6. And the last time they came against the top 6 team this season was the Gunners when they lost, was it 3-0?
Something like that, mate. It escapes me already.
This really put them to the test to see if they're really true title contenders.
So much going on.
Can happen.
Absolutely, but one stat I do know of though is that I don't think Chelsea have actually gone down against the Citizens at Man City consecutively 3 games, and they've lost the last 2, like you said. So I'm plumping for a draw, but I think it's one of those games, mate. It could be too close to call because Conte, his Chelsea form now is really resurgent, and City, they're never out of it anyway with Aguero. I mean, it is going to be close. I don't know which way it's going to go. I'm plumping for a draw, but who knows what. But,
it's difficult, as you say.
Really is.
I've actually tipped Chelsea to win the title. They've got no European distractions. The formation has now kicked in, and I think people are comfortable playing in that formation. And as a lot of teams have said, they're finding it hard to break that formation down. So let's see anyway. So
good analogy, mate. I think.
Yeah.
So one fixture I was looking at, mate, which catches my eye, and it's Sunderland-Leicester. Sunderland, because with Defoe they've always got a chance. Moyes is taking pigeon steps, but he's starting to get it right slowly but surely. And then here we are, Leicester, right? Current champions. You can't almost buy a win at the moment. What is going on with them? They're so far down the league. It's going to be an interesting game, mate.
It will be an interesting game, but don't hedge your bets on it being a high-scoring game like last week's Swansea game.
Wow, 5-4 that one, yeah.
I suspect I wouldn't even be surprised if it's a stalemate.
Yeah, it could well be, mate. We've got West Ham Arsenal, which is the late kick-off in Saturday evening.
Yeah, the London derby.
Yeah, I mean, we've got recent success, I think, and there's been over there, and there's been a lot of goals recently going. I think last season it was like 3-3, and before that, I think we beat them over there the previous season. But that could be interesting. Depends if Carol plays as well, I guess.
Yeah, it is, and
well, I think she's out at the moment.
I do think it's an interesting game, but I am, to be honest, I'm hugely disappointed in West Ham. The season they had last season, I was so looking forward to them to actually doing well performance-wise, and something just hasn't clicked, So it'll be interesting, but I do fancy the Gunners to take that one. It might be a scrappy affair, but I can just see them edging it.
Well, it's a needle game. You've got Daniel and you've got Gary, the happy hammers in the predictions group. You've got me. You've got a whole host of gooners as well. So that'll be quite of a needle game. There'll be some WhatsApp messages, I'm sure. But listen, what about the old Everton-Man U game? Because generally, Everton at home are tough. Man U, well, 1 week they're scoring, and the next week, who is it? I think they played against Middlesbrough a couple of weeks ago. They had like 28 shots, couldn't penetrate the goal. But that could be interesting, especially if Everton are back on song.
Yeah, I mean, it is an exciting and interesting game. In fact, it's a hard one to call. Koeman, there's a little bit of murmurings going around in the background now for him, but I think he'll pull it. I think he'll pull it right.
Yeah, I think he will, mate.
I think again, I think a lot of you pundits have probably pegged for a draw more than anything else, but it'll be interesting to see how their home form fares anyway. So let's see. Another interesting one which I found was the West Brom Watford game.
Yeah, it could be good. I think we said it a couple of weeks back, and I'll say it again. Just when you think Watford had a good run from last season going into this, right, and you think that's going to end soon, and Capoue, I mean, even in fantasy football, he's worth like 0, but he keeps coming up with goals. You just think they're going to run out of steam, don't you? But no, they're proving everyone wrong. However, West Brom, especially I think they're at home, aren't they? They could start getting it right now. And it's going to be really interesting, actually. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, I quite fancy the Baggies to do well. You know,
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
there's a recent report which I read said that pound for pound spent, the Baggies are actually one of the best.
Really?
Pound for pound they have spent on players. So
Although you talk about pound for pound, but Pulis, who's at the helm at West Brom, I don't think he's thinking about pound notes at the moment, especially giving back that loan of 3.7 million for Palace. But we won't talk about that.
No.
So much going on in football, so much bad, unfortunately, recently.
And
but
just speaking of Palace, very briefly, their manager's under the cosh at the moment, isn't he?
Absolutely,
So whoever may have put him down could be on for another 100 points.
Yeah,
Let's see.
Everybody's scrambling right now to see me included, see who they put in their sack race. So I need to get one right, to be honest, this season. But just quickly, mate, before we go and wish everybody luck for game week 14, do you see any kind of tasty cup games? Kind of, is there a few little kind of personal battles going on? I mean, I'm up against Mads this week. Well, I've always said that Mads his knowledge is really good. He's a fellow Gooner. Fantasy football, I know he knows his stuff, and he's been doing pretty well this season as well. So that's going to be tough for me. And you, who have you got, mate? You're taking on Charlie.
It's a very interesting game.
First and second in the Ultimate League, so that could be tasty.
Real clash of the Titans there.
We got a clash of the Dannies as well, haven't we? Danny A and Danny C. That's going to be interesting. And Daniel takes on Alessandro. Alessandro banging form. That could be. Someone's going to get hurt in that one. But listen, no matter what you're doing, as we always say, get your predictions in early, because I think we're both out personally this weekend. It's a big one. But
it's an early kick-off as well. And it's a big game.
So much going on.
Super 6 game as well, so
get them in. I'm still seeing, by the way, and it's up to you guys what you do in your personal life, but I'm still seeing people coming in a little bit late. Try and get them in early if you can. But get them over. I'll send off a snapshot of it on Friday night, but after that I'm not going to be around till Sunday, so get them in. Good luck, and final word from you, mate.
Yeah, pundits, get those predictions in on time, because the only way you've got to be in it to win it, so good luck, guys.